Hello and welcome to the Sensei Playbook podcast. This is our inaugural, our premiere, our maiden podcast. This is the podcast in which we describe exactly why we got here and where we intend to take you. Thank you for your time. We appreciate it. We're going to start off by explaining what this podcast is all about and what our mission is going forward. In my words, this podcast began because of Chris and I's interest in sharing with our partner, vendor, client, and staff families. We wanted an opportunity to serve. We wanted an opportunity to share the decades of knowledge, the information, the inspiration, the influence that we've gleaned over our 20 some odd years in the marketing industry. And we wanted to share it with everyone. We wanted it to serve as value added to our current, former, and perhaps future clients. We wanted it to serve as a way to better engage, inform, and align our staff. We wanted to share it with our vendor and partner families, and we wanted to share it with the community as well. We do a lot of work with the local colleges and universities here outside of Atlanta. We love the opportunity to share. We believe in the benefits that go along with that. And this podcast serves as an opportunity for us to have a little fun, tell some stories, share some wisdom, and perhaps even learn something along the way. So this is our very first podcast, and we're super excited to bring it to you. But those are my words. I'd like to introduce you now to my co-host, the CEO, founder, and marketer extraordinaire, Mr. Chris Snellgrove.
Hello. Yes, super excited, Bill, to be here. We finally got it off the ground. And, this stems from many years of, between the two of us, we have over 60 years of sales and marketing experience. And you said it. We're looking to share our information, our strategies, our tactics, the things that we learned over the years to help people grow their business. We know that the greatest challenge that exists today for a business owner is how to attract customers in a cost-efficient manner. And that's what we're going to give away information. And it's super counterintuitive to most companies. Most marketing companies hold their information close to their chest. They don't want to share because they're afraid people will rip off their information. But you and I have discussed this many times, and we love open source. We're going to give away our strategies, give away our blueprints on exactly what we do. And if business owners have the time and resources and expertise to do it themselves, then we encourage them to do so. If digital marketing companies want to rip off what we do, we say go ahead. Good luck. Imitation is the best form of flattery. So we're super excited to be here to share our knowledge, to share our expertise, and to really have some fun.
Absolutely. Our promise to everyone listening, whether it be on YouTube, iTunes, Google Play, wherever you consume podcasts, we're going to make sure we're everywhere moving forward. Or maybe you're just checking us out on our website or reading a blog. Either way, our promise to you is that we're going to be authentic. We're going to be within our integrity. We're going to keep you aware and abreast of everything that's going on in the marketing space, not only digital marketing, but which is our area of expertise, but we're going to talk about sales, branding, content as a strategy to attract more people, marketing in general. What does marketing mean? What's the difference between marketing and branding? Where do sales and marketing come together? These are the things that we're going to bring to you from our unique perspective. We're also going to be bringing on a lot of our friends. Our friends go far and wide. These are industry experts, thought leaders, sales engineers, subject matter experts, entrepreneurs, business owners, anybody you can imagine that would add a little flavor, a little insight, a little clarity, or perhaps relatability to our audience. We're going to be sure to bring on along the way. Chris said it best. Reciprocity is a real thing. And when we can give unto you without anything required or requested in return, we believe that the universe is going to bestow upon us riches and blessings 10, 20 times over. So it's our place to be the servant leader, selfishly serving others, because we believe it just catapults our business, keeps us sharp. I believe the path to mastery is to learn, do, teach. And if teach and podcast are in the same thing, this gives us an opportunity to really execute on that front. We also want to talk about what you can expect. So what can you expect from the type of podcast that we put forth? We want it to be lighthearted. We want it to be anecdotal. We want it to talk about what Chris and I have learned over the years, what we learned from our team members, what we learned from our interns, what we learned from our clients, what we learned from our mentors, the people that we seek to understand and learn from. We're going to be inviting some incredible guests, as I've mentioned, and we want to share with you the timely and relevant information of the day. We are going to pull the covers back. We are going to authentically share not only why, but how in many cases. I'm of the belief people are usually fall into a couple different categories. It's either you have a tremendous amount of money and absolutely no time, or you have a lot of time and probably less money. So each person kind of has a different view of where they can be valuable within their own growth strategy. And it could be doing these things themselves. And it's for those people that we want to teach. We want to instruct. We want to, like I said, give them a peek behind the curtain and let them learn not only from us, but the people we learn from as well. And as we're learning in the build, measure, learn feedback loop that we employ here at Digital Media Nation and Reputation Sensei, we want people to see the data that we've discovered and the epiphanies that we've experienced in that data gathering. And that data gathering comes from our well over 125 clients and the relationship-based marketing that we perform here. So it's going to be an exciting run. We can't wait to get started. This was the inaugural or premiere episode that we can send through Libsyn to Apple Podcasts and Spotify and Amazon and everywhere you host podcasts. So they would put us right up top for the hottest new business and marketing podcast. That's what you can expect. Chris, do you have anything to add?
Right up there, we're looking to get up right beside Joe Rogan, right?
Yes.
But it's not just going to be us. It's going to be, we have an incredible, talented team here, marketing experts. You'll see them come on and share their words of wisdom and share their talents. We want to make sure that we're providing good value for each and every episode. You're going to hear case studies of how we help, medical practices increase their new patient encounters by 60%. How we took a company off the 7th page of search and moved them up to the 3-pack in a very short period of time. These are things that, strategies that we deploy and we encourage our clients and we'll encourage you to do so too, because it really helps give you the competitive edge. And that's what we're looking to do, is share our information, share our knowledge, and help you get better at what you do. And really what our podcast aligns with is one of our core values here is Kaizen, and that is the Japanese philosophy of constant and never-ending improvement. We always want to improve our game, and we want to help you improve yours.
I love that. And I love that Chris brought up values. We will be getting into values, not so much today, although you'll probably spot a few that we hold dear. But as we move forward in our podcast episodes and kind of unrolling podcast every few weeks, values are going to play a really strong role, an integral role in those podcasts, because without that rudder, without that true north, without understanding what you stand for, you could be prone to fall for just about anything. And we want to make sure that who and what we're all about comes through, because without being arrogant, I mean, it's gotten us to where we are today, and we're quite proud of that. And although we have a long way to go, without that true north, without that rudder, without that alignment, both from within our walls to how we attract clients and vendors and partners, I just think it would be a really tough go. So values are going to be a big, strong part of it. I appreciate Chris bringing that up. We're going to get into a little bit of back and forth here with Chris and I tell you a little bit of a story, I guess, give you some insight as to how we got here, why we got here. And Chris, tell us, why did you pick marketing? What drew you to marketing, and why have you made your career in marketing?
So, I'm a serial entrepreneur. This is my 5th company. Started my first one when I was 18, mobile detailing in Atlanta, Georgia, and in the summer of '87. And the one unique thing about the summer of '87, I think in that 3 months, there was more recorded rainfall in Atlanta than ever recorded in history of Atlanta. It was the worst possible time. In mobile detailing, I was going to people's homes and offices to detail their cars. So first business venture failed. Second one, we got into the self-defense business, and we're helping women, learn self-defense. We were providing tools. We sold pepper spray, tear gas, stun guns. That business stemmed from quite a negative event. My friend's girlfriend was raped by a serial rapist, and we recognized a need for women to protect themselves. So it was very fulfilling, not very financially rewarding. So jumped over to went to work for Auto Trader shortly after that and learned, marketing, print media marketing, and really started my first company in 2004 in the marketing world, just selling ads to car dealers. And it was fun. It was exciting. Car dealers are fun to sell to. They make fast decisions. They're professional negotiators. So they appreciate good salesmanship. And we did that for quite some time. Had a lot of success with the little print magazines that you see at the front of grocery stores. We were in 4 markets with Car Smarts. We achieved revenues of almost 5 million. We did that a second round with some more magazines. We were in Detroit, Chicago, Jacksonville, and Atlanta. But you know, selling advertising to car dealers, we were providing leads, and it just wasn't that fulfilling. As that business dwindled down, as the internet killed print media, I asked myself, you know, first and foremost, what does the market need? What did my customers need at the time? They were car dealers. They needed the ability to manage and market their online reviews. They needed a social presence. And in 2014, most of them didn't have a clear idea of how to execute that. And I was also looking for something to really fulfill my inner drive of helping companies get better. And so we moved into the digital marketing space, started providing solutions for them. And my aha moment came in fall of 2014. And this is about the same time the C7 Corvettes hit. We had a car dealer a Chevrolet dealer in Loganville, Georgia. He had previously been the number 3 Corvette dealer in the country. And he wanted me to, he was given unlimited allocation by General Motors to sell as many Corvettes, and these Corvettes were hot. This is when that new model hit in 2014. So he instructed me, he said, Chris, I want to offer a $3,000 discount to anyone shopping for a Corvette in California. Well, with Facebook marketing and their targeting, we were able to do this. We were actually targeting people that were actively shopping in California with a $3,000 discount, and we were really undercutting the car dealers out there who were trying to sell the Corvettes at list price. So we sold a tremendous amount of Corvettes in a very short period of time. People were ordering the car from Loganville, Georgia, from a Chevrolet dealer in Loganville, Georgia, having it delivered straight from the factory to a local California dealer who had to deliver the car for $300. They didn't like this. So they put it, we sold a lot of cars. They put a stop to it. You know, they raised a lot of hell with General Motors. But that was my aha moment, because I was like, wow, this is game changing. I mean, this is so targeted when you can target people in the market for a specific product or service. And I said, I need to really learn this business. And from that point on, we really expanded into the different sectors of online marketing. But we started with social media and reputation, and now we're full service. So yeah, that's really what drew me to marketing, was the fulfillment of helping people like get better at what they do.
I can completely relate. Chris and I have a similar story, not in how we got here, but in that kind of burning desire to help, and self-admitted hero factor. It's a blessing and a curse. I'm just wired with that desire to make things better, for not only for myself and my family, but for everyone around me. And that's just something that's been ingrained in me. My story is a little different. I started in an entrepreneur family. My family's been in the restaurant business since the 50s. So from the moment I could hold a tray, I began working with my father at a fairly young age, understanding what service was from a restaurant perspective. And we're what most would consider a fairly successful restaurant family in the south side of Chicago, 5 restaurants, all doing well. And it was a real education, as well as an opportunity for me to learn business, for me to learn promotion, for me to learn service first and foremost, and all the people I got to meet, the different personalities, the politicians, the entrepreneurs, the business people. But it was the salespeople that I took a liking to right away. They seem to be the most personable. They seem to be the most optimistic. They seem to be the most fun. And I just really took a liking to sales. And it was sales, in my opinion, that could really turn a business around, whether there was a desire to get better, or whether there was perhaps even a struggle. Typically, you could sell your way to your next scale point, and you can really help some businesses in that regard. When I got older and started getting into university age and learning through college and beyond, I realized that sales is really important. And your ability to convey and communicate a message and understand what people are trying to solve and be able to offer a solution to that problem is very important. But sales introduced me to marketing. And what marketing means to me is marketing is a business or a brand's desire to share their passion for their product, service, or offering with their market or with their persona now or avatar, which just means they're people who are most likely to find that product or service attractive or valuable. Branding and marketing, in my opinion, is just sharing that passion with that audience. And when I saw small business owners all across the country in the late 80s and 90s and in the early 2000s kind of getting snuffed out by larger and better resource, deeper pocketed organizations nationwide, it hurt. It hurt a lot of our family businesses. It certainly hurt my father. It hurt my uncles. It hurt my brothers and cousins. And I saw what was happening, and I thought, geez, I could do something about that. What if I could come up with a marketing strategy that could really take these mom and pop, these family-owned small businesses, and give them the resources and wherewithal to compete with these national brands, these brands that had all the resources at their disposal to do whatever they needed to do to make sure that they captured that market. But what they didn't have, and what I knew, is they didn't have the heart. They didn't have the story. They didn't have the understanding and appreciation for the local community. So when the opportunity came about to market to a local community and through a brand and through a small business, it just fueled my tank. It just got me excited. And so that's what we do today. We wake up and go to bed thinking about how can we empower business owners with the ability to better communicate their message, their offering, their value, their differentiating factors to their audience, so that people think of them when the time is right. And when we're successful, there's no more gratifying feeling, because we are the offensive coordinator for that team. We are the people that make those dreams come true for those independent business owners. And that for me is just the most gratifying thing that I do. And so the choice to get into marketing and stay into marketing was an easy one. And, it's often said, if you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life. And I believe that's true. I mean, I have no trouble getting out of bed every day. And I love the idea that in an agency setting, every day's a little different, and every client's got a different angle, and every story is as compelling as the last. And I get refueled every day. So marketing for me was a calling. And it is, in my opinion, the conduit from where businesses are and where they ultimately strive to go. And that's why I couldn't be more happy doing the work I'm doing here with Chris and Reputation Sensei. So that's my story. That's my why. Chris, why don't you tell us a little bit about where the term Sensei came from? I think by now you probably know that Reputation Sensei is a brand of the parent company Digital Media Nation, but perhaps our listeners don't know why Sensei.
So the backstory is, when we first began, back in 2014, selling reputation management, there were many competitors in that space. And while reputation management is good, we wanted to take it to the next level. And traditional reputation management involves generating reviews, monitoring those reviews, responding to reviews, and hopefully using that feedback to improve your customer experience. I mean, ultimately, that's what it's about. So we were going to in 2000, fast forward to 2017, as we were selling the services, and we were seeing how competitive the reputation management the space was. We wanted to really stand out, and the way we thought we were going to stand out is to evolve reputation management to the next level. And the way we did that was we coined the phrase reputation marketing. And reputation marketing is really taking reputation management and using the reviews that you generate from it to market trust, to instill trust in a local area, using the voice of the customer, because every really business on the planet says they're the best, right? Hey, come do business with us, we're the best. But really what consumers trust today is what your current customers are saying. So there was a study put out by Bright Local. They do it every year, but and the stats go up every year. But the most recent stat is 84% of consumers trust online reviews as much as personal recommendations from friends and family. Well, by that very fact, if that many people trust online reviews, that means you can use reviews to build trust to attract people to a business. And that's what we developed in 2017 was the reputation marketing concept. Not only generating reviews, but using the reviews in the marketing. And then we thought we needed a brand to go along with it. And we wanted a brand that really personified mastery. We thought of many different names. We have Reputation Gladiator, but that's a little too aggressive. But everybody knows Sensei really is associated with mastery. And so that's why we chose the brand. And really, we went to an automotive conference in Las Vegas and launched Reputation Sensei with great success. And it's really the most important thing I think about Reputation Sensei is the concept of we help our clients focus on the part of their business that matters the most. And that is their customer experience, because there's a saying, if you don't take care of the customer, somebody else will, and somebody else is your competition. So we first and foremost start with making sure that your company executes a good customer experience. The best way to do that is to put a feedback mechanism in place, collect that feedback, and then make sure you're using that feedback in training sessions with your team to ensure that they're delivering the highest possible customer experience to your customers. And then taking the positive experiences that you get in the form of feedback, reviews, and using those on your website to build trust, to help convert more of your website customers or visitors to customers. Social media, taking your reviews and using them in social media is very powerful because you're broadcasting the happy experiences that people are having. So that is the kind of the core concept of and again, it goes back to our philosophy of constant never-ending improvement. By putting a mechanism in place like reputation marketing and making sure you're staying tuned into your customer experience on a daily basis by collecting that feedback and then working with your team to make sure it's at the highest level, and then taking the positive experiences and marketing those out to help you attract more people. It's about building trust in a local area, and that's the Sensei story. I mean, that's the backstory.
I love it. I love it. And when I first heard the brand story from Chris and the team members, I just did a little research, which is what I do, and I was struck that Sensei literally means teacher, instructor, mentor. And it's so fitting because to know Chris is to know his love and appreciation for the opportunity to pour into others. He loves to teach. He loves to coach. As outstanding of a sales professional as he is, he's the type of guy that is far better at sales training and sales coaching than he is even at sales, and he's outstanding. So to understand that as a company and as an organization, we're putting education, information, inspiration, and influence ahead of just product is really important, because I think small business owners specifically today, they really want to know. And when you think of large Fortune 500, Fortune 100 companies, they're spending millions of dollars a year sending their C-suite and their management team to conferences and continuing education courses, and they're bringing consultants in and they're training them up and coaching them up and inspiring them up. And it's taken for granted for the most part. And then small business owners, they really rely on their own to find, thankfully now, podcasts and audiobooks and opportunities to learn and grow. So Reputation Sensei is exactly what Chris said it is. It is leveraging the voice of the customer or patient, creating a positive user, customer, or patient experience, and then leveraging that to attract more customers, patient, or users. That's all absolutely true. But there's so much more to this organization, and it's really the commitment of making sure that people first understand why this is important. And to the degree that we can show people the way, we will. We are an organization, as John Maxwell says, that knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. So that's going to be a real important part of not only our organization going forward, but this podcast too. We are teachers at heart, and Reputation Sensei is that commitment to training, instructing, teaching people the importance of client, patient, or customer experience, and really shining a light on why that matters. And you'll hear me say it 100 times. If the world says it so, it must be so. We as entrepreneurs, business owners, leaders, what we say is met with skepticism. You can't edify yourself. So it is no mystery that Chris founded our entire digital marketing philosophy on the basis of a strong reputation, customer, and patient experience. Those things are integral to moving forward. And from there, all good things come. So Sensei is much more than a brand, although I love the name and it's super cool and catchy. It means something, and it means something to me, and it means something to Chris, and eventually it'll mean something to you as well. So our next topic is how Chris and I got together. So this is an interesting story. I'll let Chris tell his version, and then we'll see if mine's any different.
So, yes, I had a friend that had invited me probably no less than 5 or 6 times to a networking event in Buckhead, Georgia, Buckhead, in Atlanta. And it's called Spire, and it's a event that's hosted once a month by Bill. It's his event. And so I went and I saw Bill speak. And when Bill spoke, he just spoke from the heart, and it was so like he connected with everybody in the room. And I saw this, and he always has a speaker that speaks after him. And I sometimes feel sorry for the speaker, because Bill puts on such a performance and brings it every single time. I thought to myself, I really need to get to know this guy. He's a phenomenal speaker, and a great connector of people. And just when he speaks from the heart, and he connects with people on a whole nother level. So we began, just going to lunch and talking about him doing some consulting work. And at, I guess, some point, I looked at Bill and said, "Hey, how would you like to be a more permanent part of this? Why don't we join forces and have you come on as a partner, and let's take this thing to the next level?" And so I feel very fortunate to have Bill and his phenomenal talents and skills on board with our team, and we're already making strides and making the moves, and it's super exciting on where we're headed.
Oh, that's awesome. Chris, seriously, the respect and admiration is 100% mutual. Yes, it was cool that we got to meet at a networking event right here in the heart of Buckhead. And it was my first introduction or exposure to Chris and what he was about. And as a networking event will typically go, you get to hear about an individual and what they do and why they do it. And there was an immediate connection as far as the way we spoke, the way we carried ourselves. The backstory of what maybe Chris doesn't know is my expectation to suppress my excitement in order to not seem too greedy or needy, or to not maybe lessen or weaken my value proposition to negotiations, which anybody who's ever gone into business with anybody knows that it's kind of a back and forth. But I was immediately excited. And the fact of the matter is, as a career marketer, I failed at many times, and I failed at my own agency. I made the decision in late 2019 to leave an opportunity and shoot my shot. And so I was fully intent on opening an agency Q1 of 2020, and I did. It was called Courtship Media, and we launched in January of 2020. I had a team of 4, and if you remember, January of 2020 was quickly followed by these rumblings out west of this virus, and we weren't really sure what was going on. And as I told you, my target, my unique sphere of influence is in the hospitality business. I came up through restaurants. I wanted to serve local restaurateurs. I wanted to bring restaurateurs into digital marketing. Anybody who's ever done digital marketing knows that restaurateurs are a tough market to crack. I believed that restaurateurs needed to focus on the relationship. They needed to gather data. They needed to build rewards programs. They needed to be able to engage with their audiences on a more consistent basis. And that all started with data gathering. So I had come up with this brilliant idea to gather customer information and to be able to communicate and engage with customers on a regular basis. And that Courtship Media company was quickly thwarted in Q2 by what we now know as the coronavirus. And so I had, after about 9 months, and my wife looking at me like, hey, are we ever going to make money again? Because as you know, when you go through a startup, you're spending more than you're earning. And with all the resistance that we were facing, and my commitment to not quit or not give up, because I've read and heard all the books you can hear about, it's the last person standing that is the victor. It was just the universe saying, hey, I'm not saying no, but I'm certainly advising you that perhaps not right now. So I had this burning desire to exercise my opinions and my view of marketing and what that would be like. And so when Chris gave me the opportunity to work with him, I jumped at it. And when I found out just how synonymous our energy levels were, and our views of the world, and our commitment to the client and customer, and the love and appreciation we had for small business, and the love and appreciation we have for team members and staff and culture, it was really just a matter of crossing the T's and dotting the I's, and then we were going to have an opportunity to really do some amazing work together. So I am as appreciative of Chris and as excited and full of gratitude as I can be at this opportunity. And my commitment to him and to everyone is that 100% of myself will go into everything that we do. And that means developing outstanding team members and developing outstanding value, and not only being 100% certain and credible, but being 100% congruent. So know what we're doing, but deliver as promised, and deliver better and more efficiently than anyone else ever has in the space. And that's what it's all about. And when Chris and I got together, it was a rejuvenation and an affirmation that in this case, two are way better than one. And he was a person that gave me the opportunity to not only have equity in an agency, but really jump into an agency that was already profitable, that had already served hundreds of customers, and that was already hitting the ground and doing a great job, and had already survived COVID in an environment where I could not by myself. So it was truly win-win. And all relationships, partnerships, and ventures that are, in my opinion, are the ones that make it. So total gratitude for you, Chris. Thank you so much.
So blessed to have you as a partner, Bill.
Yeah,
So
it's a thrill. It's a thrill, and you're going to hear a lot more about it. But and you might even hear about Spire and that guy that hooked us up. So anyway, so now for tomorrow. So the vision, the mission for the future. Chris, you want to talk about where you see this thing going, and if we were together, let's say 3, 4, or 5 years from today, looking back on this first episode, what would have to happen throughout that experience for you to feel just overwhelmingly grateful or satisfied or just thrilled with the progress we've made as a podcast?
Well, I mean, I certainly look forward to growing our audience and expanding our footprint. We definitely want to connect with like-minded people that are interested in growing, scaling, and improving their processes, improving their customer experience, improving their new client acquisition. That's what we're all about. We're about sharing our information and sharing the 60 years combined sales and marketing experience that we have with our audience, and bringing on people that we know personally that can share their words of wisdom. We just want to be a beacon of inspiration as a podcast, and have fun doing it.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, I would like to explain a little bit about where I see digital marketing and all of marketing going, and that is, often we hear of things, account-based marketing, which is how can we get away from projects and be more of a managed services model? And I've got some experience with managed services. I had a cup of coffee in the IT industry. I've dealt with subscription based as a service models in the past, and there was a huge move or push into that monthly recurring revenue model a few years back, and it's a great model to be in, and I'm so glad we're there. But it's not just account-based marketing for account-based marketing sake. It's what it means. And I like to get rid of the word account and replace it with relationship. It's relationship-based marketing. The opportunity for Chris and I and all of our team to do business development and digital marketing and web services as a service, where we are essentially providing these small and not so small businesses with a virtual marketing department, an on-call at your service marketing department, where we can really successfully develop, implement, and execute growth strategies where the business owner clients can describe for us what it looks like to be where they want to be. And we can strategize using all the tools and resources at our disposal exactly how to get there. So that's what relationship-based marketing means to us. We don't want to do projects where, we can build a website like anybody, probably better than most, but we don't want to just come in, build a website and get out of there. What we want to do is create an ongoing relationship with our audience, with our clients, where we're in their business, we're partners in their business. And Chris and I, which in my opinion makes us completely unique, we have the ability and the obligation, in our opinion, to act as fractional CMOs, chief marketing officers. If you're going into a small business, anywhere between $2, $10, $20 million or less, they probably don't have a C-suite that has a chief marketing officer among them. In all of business, Fortune 500, Fortune 100, the shortest tenured executive in all of business today is the chief marketing officer. It is the most criticized, the most ridiculed, the most closely monitored and watched position in any organization. And we want to take that veil away. We want to make it approachable. We want to make it understandable. It's not just some black box where some crazy, smoke and mirror strategy is designed to extract some capital from a small business owner. Marketing is really what it should be, which is sharing that passion, sharing that value, and attracting the type of customers, patients, or clients that everyone's looking for. So we want to do that over time. We want to get kind of all up in the business of our clients and really understand where it is that they're trying to go. And then over time, with a crawl, walk, run strategy, we want to be able to show them how we can take little steps to prove our worth, to develop trust, to show credibility, more importantly, to show relatability, that we understand who they are and where they're going, and then prove ourselves over time so that as they grow, we go. And that's why the future, in my opinion, of marketing is that relationship-based marketing, that sticky marketing, a marketing that's delivered by a real executive, mentor, or advisor on your board, which is the fractional CMO that either Chris or myself can serve. And we do that at absolutely no cost. That is just a value add to our clients. We take it very seriously. We are committed to surpassing, in many cases, the dreams that our clients have. And that involves us really becoming a partner to that organization. And it's a lot of fun. And that's where I see things going. What are your thoughts, Chris?
Yeah, and just to add to that, not only the really the assistance in the marketing, but the coaching and training, which both you and I have a background in. And we truly enjoy helping coach and train our clients to get better. I was just on a call this morning with a client, and she told me the thing that really she appreciated the most was the training and coaching that we had provided for her company. She said that really makes you stand out. And she was giving me a referral, and she said that that they would appreciate those attributes that typically don't come with a marketing company. So we love to share our experiences and with our clients and with our audience. So that's it's just a fulfilling thing for both Bill and I, and that's really a commonality that brought us together. Is that shared passion?
No, I love it. I love it. Well, this was a lot of fun. We certainly, as Chris and I tend to do when we get together, we can be a little verbose. So this had gone quite a bit longer than what a traditional episode would be. You're going to find episodes on the Sensei Playbook podcast more in the neighborhood of 15 to 25 minutes. These will be opportunities that we will promote in advance of the podcast. This will be opportunities for you to learn not only about reputation marketing and everything that goes into that, and not only how to best execute social media marketing, but content marketing, web strategy, web development, web design, e-commerce, lead generation, email automation, email nurturing, podcasting, video production, audio production, TikTok, anything. There's a lot that's going to be discussed, and some of it will be discussed by us. Many of it will be explained by subject matter experts and thought leaders in our space. It is an absolute pleasure to finally launch this podcast. Chris and I have been talking about it since the first lunch we ever had, as a way to really bring the value. And this podcast will not only be available on our website and YouTube, iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Audible, or wherever you consume podcasts. But there will be an opportunity for, if you're a reader, you'll be able to go to medium.com and check out the blog roll. We will be publishing a blog on our website, which will be directly pulled from these podcast episodes. And there will be various sections throughout the podcast. There will be the tell me how. There will be the real talk. There will be ask an expert section where you'll be able to submit questions. And when I say tell me how, you say, tell me how to execute this, Chris. Tell me how to execute this, Bill. Bring someone on to show me how to do this. We will. And maybe you have just a question and you want that answered. Or maybe you just need some real talk. In any regard, we will have that for you. So thank you for your time. It's been an absolute pleasure. We can't wait for the next episode, and I will let Chris send us away.
Yeah, we look forward to sharing the Sensei Playbook with all of you. And, I'll just end with a quote. One of my favorite personal development mentors growing up was Zig Ziglar, and he said it most eloquently, help enough others get what they want, and you'll get what you want. So that's what we're looking to do. Thanks, guys.
Well said, Chris. Thank you. Take care, y'all.